The social media has proved to be very worthwhile for a lot of people. For many, the social media is just that tool that they use to actually get their business done, and it actually helps a lot. Well, today we are going to be discussing social media hacks, how it helps, how it assists, and how it works for us. Today I have Jemima and I have Rachel on set. I'm actually really
Hey.
glad to have Rachel on set this morning.
Are you serious?
August visitor in life.
Honestly.
That's me.
Rachel visits like once in a year, or if we're lucky, once in 6 months.
Yes.
Honestly.
Like once in a year. Maybe I can't remember, but this is probably my first time for this year. Maybe. I think, yes.
I think so. It seems that way. Well, it's really, really nice to have you on set today.
It's nice to be here.
Oh, this is one person I know that works with her social media well, like rightly. So we're going to be listening to her own side of the story. All right. So we're
I
talking social
agree.
media hacks. What are social media hacks and how do we use them? That's basically we're doing like an enlightenment show today. So let's get to it. What are social media hacks?
I think over the years, the word social media have made people see social media as a place for fun. Yes, no doubt it's a place for fun, but I'm a very serious person. I'm not that fun on social media. I don't
not
have
joking. She's not joking.
I don't have the cruise factor for social media. I think that's why I'm not on Twitter. I think they will ban me like 100 times because I would probably be fighting with everybody. But that aside, I see social media as a place for impact. I tell myself if I am there, if I'm not creating impact, I don't have any business being there. And I think that's the best part about social media. It makes it possible for you to make that impact.
Mhm.
Regardless whether you're catching cruise, you're making an impact. If you're a meme lord, you're making an impact because you're making somebody laugh. Whatever you're creating is an impact, regardless. Jokes, education, market, business, whatever it is social media, but then we can call it an impact platform. And I feel that that's the first take home, that regardless of how you see it as a fun place, you should see it as a place of impact.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a place of impact. You can have fun while impacting others. You can learn, you can teach others as well. And then when we talk about social media hacks, I think the first thing that will come to your mind is someone intruding into your privacy, having access to your account without your permission, and that person pretending to be you. But then everyone will easily just know that it is not you, because the kind of things the person is posting is obviously not the things that you post. So easily people can just single that person out and then alert you, and then the needful thing will be done to be able to rectify that. But then the social media hacks we're looking at is, okay, how do you get techniques, how do you get tips on how to create content on social media? How are you able to bring about visibility for yourself on social media? How are you taking the trends? How are you making it public for the social media? Let's say you are a food vendor. How do you display all of that on social media? Do you pick stories that are trending to attach to your social media visibility page and then do the best you can with it. Like, what exactly do you do? A lot of times you find content on social media and then they say post to 10 groups and then you'll be given 10 gigabytes data, or tomorrow morning you will do this, or next year by this time if you say amen you'll have triplets. Like, do you go around answering amen, do this and that, liking and commenting, and that is all you do? Like, what exactly do you do for yourself on that social media? It is important that people understand that sometimes people engage others on social media for the wrong reasons entirely. I'll just go and drop something that is totally wrong and then I fold my arms and see people quarreling on my wall because of that. I am having so much joy. That is the engagement I am giving to people. So why don't you engage them positively on social media by the right things, enlightening them for the right things, instead of, hey, do you know that this person is a goat, or blah blah blah, and then maybe I tag the person and others are coming, this one is insulting her, this one is insulting them. They are just dragging themselves on social media. How exactly do you engage people on social media? How do you make yourself visible on social media? How do people see you? There are plenty people on social media that we've never met physically, but then you can confidently say this person is my mentor, online mentor, because you've not seen the person physically, but he is impacting you. And then there are others that if you want to know the latest, you run to their page and you will see the latest trending news that are happening, and they don't fall your hand for any reason, because they are constantly on their toes
and
trying to bring about the best for you. So how exactly do you use your social media hacks? What do you do with them? And even if you don't do something good with them, others that are doing positive things with them, won't you just learn from them? That's why you hear people saying, well, it's my data, it's my life, so just do your thing and I do my thing. It shouldn't be so, really.
I mean, so Jemima have said a lot of things, and then okay, I want to take it from the top to the bottom. But I think I'll start from the bottom. So I will not forget the last thing you just said, which is my data. No, it's not. It's your data. Yes, you bought it, but it's not your life.
That's if you didn't beg for it.
That's if you didn't beg for it. Social media is very public. Except for spaces like Instagram where you can make your account private, so you get to approve who becomes your follower or who becomes your friend. Still yet, it's not private, because now you've allowed this person inside. No matter how private it is, if you end up having 10,000 followers, you end up having 10,000 private people, 10,000 people in your private life,
and you can't make it private for just you alone.
And they have an
not
opinion.
doing anything there.
Anything you put out there, people have an opinion about it. If you don't want their opinion, don't put it out there. If you put it out there, you want their opinion. It's no longer your business anymore. It's everybody's business. I want people to correct that notion that if I decide to put myself out there, I'm no longer saying it is my business. What I don't want to make your business, I shouldn't put it out there.
Or whoever takes me serious is on his own.
We will take you seriously, and there are laws guarding things like that. Now I want to take you to the top, and I think that we don't know how to use social media. And when you talk about when an account is being hacked, I think we're just excited on social media and we don't really know how to use it. I've never been hacked, even by mistake. Any of my social media, I have Twitter, I have Facebook, I'm on Medium, I have Pinterest, I have Instagram, I have WhatsApp. I can't remember, but I think I have every social media account, and I've even no one they have it been hacked or anything like that. Learn how to use social media, and the number one hack is authenticating your access in the way that nobody can have access to it. It's very easy. There are 2 steps authentication. There are up to 3 steps authentication if your brain is sharp. If you're the kind of person that have so many accounts online, I have a lot of accounts. And I use 1Password. That's me now giving the secret. For
Exactly.
example, I have
So
one,
all we need to do is to get
is
that
to
one
get-
password.
Yes, I have one password for all of my social media accounts, and then I have one password for virtually all other platforms, any other app, tools, application that I'm using. However, I have other authentications that just password is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Of
So
course.
tomorrow, I know I will not wake up and see Rachel have turned his changed his profile picture, and then I'm seeing Diego Luis on my profile, and I have no idea when I become Hispanic or something like that. You understand? And putting all of those things, I think we need to learn how to use social media, and the number one thing is protecting yourself. That's the number one step to using social media. I've seen situations where elderly people's accounts are being hacked on WhatsApp, and those accounts are used now to send sensitive things to a church platform. And I can imagine me coming and saying, sorry, oh, my account has been hacked. But you know what? It showed that Rachel sent these pictures. Even if it was hacked, it's embarrassing. It doesn't matter. Before you come and redeem yourself, some amount of damage has been done. So the number one hack, I believe, when you want to use social media is protecting yourself, is knowing very much how to protect yourself. Just to make sure that you are protected, that you not wake up that someone tomorrow have gotten access into your account and have post things that you know you would never, and then you are left with now explaining yourself later. There's still going to be damage. You're still going to look stupid, and sometimes you might have to forfeit the account, and that's a lot of work.
True, honestly. Just like Rachel said, it's like a lot of us don't know how to use. I think barely 2 or 3 months ago, we had to do a social media awareness in our church because people don't know. And it's funny and interesting that after that's when we're finding out some people's accounts are being hacked, and it was just raving. But the thing is this: I think that we underrate the security tips, the security hacks that the social media platforms have given us. We don't actually utilize them, and we go ahead. Earlier on, you were talking about how people post irrelevant things. If you say amen, you have 3 triplets at the end of the year and things like that, and you will see forward this to 10 people and all that, and we go ahead and we just forwarding, and you're not verifying how true it is, how effective this thing is. We are not careful with even the information that we are getting from the social media, and because you are not, you can't even protect yourself against those that are going to be infiltrating your space. So when you go on the social media, the first hack is your security and safeguarding yourself. Why I said this too separately is this: your security, securing your web, your internet space, secure it, make sure that it is secured from hackers. Then the safeguarding yourself is that you're protecting yourself from getting the wrong information, protecting yourself from being brainwashed by the social media. A lot of information going on the social media, if not filtered well, you're just bombarding yourself with misinformation.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't even know that these two are 2 different things. And you're not even putting concentration on these 2 things. So over time, you find that you are thriving on information that you got from the social media that is totally wrong. So when you're finding out the truth later, you're like, what? Did I just spend my whole life thinking that this thing was true when it wasn't? And really, we really need to work on that. You were talking about how certain people just derive pleasure in making others. That's their work on social media, just to come and post something so that everybody will just fight. Let's have a beef.
Yeah.
Oh, football fans, we do know that.
The banters and
Oh
all
my
of that.
God. Oh my God. Well, so
Yeah.
the banter is just too much. And if you don't, for your mental health, some of these banters, you should just wash your hands off them. But you're not even safeguarding yourself to which of this information you're getting on the social media is true or not.
Yeah. And Pri, you've been saying a lot of things like when you talk about safeguarding yourself, and I want to take you to the angle of mental health and then all the other ways you can safeguard yourself. Why are you earning 30,000 naira, for example, and all the people you're following on social media are influencers showing Gucci, Prada, snapping beside Benz, in Paris, in those really, really nice restaurants and all of that? You will craze because you're
Honestly.
getting motivation from the wrongest place. You're not protecting yourself. And I notice that our parents are very gullible on social media. I like this word. I mean, this is when you will know that they are very naive. They are your parents, they know more. But
Yes.
you will see how naive your parents are when it comes to social media. I'm like, wait, Shay, you now, as you are seeing this picture, you don't see that it's AI generated. So Shay, you believe that this thing is true and all of that. This is where we have an edge over them, right? Where you see that, okay, we can be able to filter this is not real and this is real. We have people who are still in this category, even as young people like us. But I think that we have an edge concerning what is real and what is not real, and at the same time being able to create the awareness that certain things it's not supposed to be and it is what it is. So when we talk about our mental health, okay, so I did a whole year and I was not on social media. I was not on Facebook. I was not just anywhere because I really needed to detox myself. I needed a social media detox. Up till today, I do that. I'll just delete WhatsApp and like goodbye. I do weeks, months without going to Facebook and all of that because I tell myself, okay, I realize that even when I come back 3 months later, I don't miss anything, except for the fact that some people got married. I didn't know till 3 years later. I just realized, this person, you have a child and all of that. But it's nothing significant to my own life. That person have moved, whether I know the person is married or not, it doesn't affect me. So social media hack, I believe, when it comes to protecting yourself, is how you grow yourself. Just as I made an example, you are having 30,000 and you are following people that are influencers that are having money and all of that. That is number one wrong motivation. Why are you not following Bukola that wants to show you how to sell granite and eventually become independent? Why are you not following a normal person like you who is showing you how to grind the right way and then make something for yourself? This is how you protect yourself on social
Honestly.
media. Know the information, know what space is for you. If not, in the end of the day, you just end up consuming what you don't need. And it doesn't make you grow. It just makes you a sorry person. It makes you someone who is always complaining. It always makes you see life in a very wrong perspective. Above all, I don't think you grow because you have not put yourself in a space that would allow you to grow. Rather, it just gives you in a place where you just mope around and then nothing really happens at the end of the day.
And your online presence as well. What are you being known for? There are certain people that will practically be online all year round, and then even if they were offline all year round, you barely even notice.
Yes.
Because they don't add up to anything. They're not
don't.
known for anything. Like, they're just there. I think was it a few days ago, someone was saying there was a lady that was offline for a while, and then when she came back, she was like, "I'm back. Who missed me?" And then some were like, "Oh, did you leave?" Nobody even knew that she was absent. So your online
did she
presence, so
Why
your
did she
online
say
presence,
that?
what are you being known for? And then there are certain people that if they are not online for just one day, you see people reaching out to them. Hey, you're not
Is
online. Are
everything
you
okay?
okay? Is everything okay? And even if they know you're not fine, they try to like encourage you to console.
Yes.
Hey, you go over it, you get over it at the end of the day. So your online presence, what are you being known for? What influence do you give people? Is it just about
Impact.
snapping, posting pictures
Yeah.
and getting a reasonable amount of likes and comments? Like, what exactly are you known for? What do you feed people with? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh and the hands will
Type.
type on social
Sure.
media.
Yeah.
So you cannot come out and say, if you take me serious for what I type, you are on your own. Of course, it came out from your mind. Your hand didn't just begin to type whatever it is you posted. Your mind agreed to it, and your mind gave your hands the permission to be able to type that. Even after you typed, you would have easily deleted, but you went ahead to click the post, and it went and everyone got to see it. So you cannot come over on and say, if you take me serious for what I no, you are really, that is who you are, and that is how you should be taken. So it is important that we're intentional about our online presence,
Yeah.
not just online, even offline presence.
It's
Yes,
important.
because it is from the offline that it graduates to online, and then you
Honestly.
get to post certain
Yeah.
things. So we really take note of whatever it is we get to post, the influence that we have on people on social media. Yes, it is okay for you to post one meaningful thing and do not even get one like or a comment. It
very
is fine.
Yeah,
It does not
happens.
mean that
Yeah.
it has not reached people. There are
Yes.
people that will read and it will strike them, but they would say nothing. So
yeah.
it is important that we're very intentional about the kind of things that
That you're
we
posting.
post on social media.
And
Yeah.
I would like us to talk about business when it comes to social media, because we are in a social media age, and that's one of the very, very best part of social media. Like, it is an advantage that anybody can generate sales, can thrive. Your business can literally thrive on social media. And I know that social media can be very, very overwhelming, and you don't want to be dependent on social media. I tell myself the same thing. I don't want to be dependent on social media. So to some extent, I imagine, okay, if I am depending on social media to get my business out there in front of people, it means I might get hooked, and some kind of freedom or liberty at the end of the day I will not be able to achieve it when it comes to like social media. So how do you get to have a break, even if your social media is what determines the next food on your table regarding your business? And I would say there's automation. Social media makes it very possible for you to just schedule things and just let it. I use Pinterest. For example, I use Pinterest for a lot of things. It's seen as a social media. It's not. It's a search engine, whatever, or however you try to. It's not really much of a social media, but it's seen as a social media because it has everything there: food, fashion, everything there.
Pictures, videos.
Yes, and it gives you room, for example, to be able to like schedule your content for a whole month. You can do the same on Facebook. You can put something up and say you want it to come up the next month. So even if your business thrive on social media, I think one hack is for you to be able to automate certain things. These tools are available, most especially for businesses. So you don't have to feel that I can't take a social media break, because truly, I don't know about you, but social media can be overwhelming, and I find it very intoxicating that I need to detox myself sometimes. It's very tiring. Do you have to deal with people that don't just know how to talk? Like, I'm addicted. I have a thing for reading comments. Like, I just go and I just want to read comments. I have grown to the level where I can fight the urge to comment back, even if the person is sounding like an otondo. I've been able to like grow a thick skin to comment things. So when you find yourself, you are in a business world and you feel that social media is what you need, social media has now made it possible that you can be able to schedule your content and be able to take a break while your products are out there, be it digital, automated things, or even if it is a physical product. You can be able to take a break. And then you don't have to, right, be in the forefront. There are what we call social media markets. There is in Facebook. I've listed a number of things in the past. I was able to get a lot of people who were interested. I think we didn't just come to agreement with the price and all of that, but I've been able to sell on social media, and I didn't have to use my account. I just went, found myself a market, and I put my product out there, and it was moving and all of that. So these are certain things when you want to start a business. Social media has made it possible that it's not just for crews. If you're a very serious person that what you want is to gain the meaningful things that social media has to give to you, you can
get
achieve
it.
that
You would get it.
completely. Yes.
And just like Rachel said, there are a lot of tools that the social media has provided that are not effectively utilized. Oh, for instance, you have a business WhatsApp. Why are you not using a business WhatsApp for your
Yeah.
business? And there are tools on that business WhatsApp that are helping you, that would help you in your business online. And these things are, just like she said, you can schedule, you can put reminders for yourself. You can basically run your whole business on the social media and still take a break,
Sure.
because your messages and whatever transaction would still be there.
Yeah.
You can take a break a day or two. It doesn't harm you. It doesn't harm you, neither would it harm your business. So as much as we tend to say that our business is online, so we have to be online throughout and all that, you also need to rest your brain for your content to be more creative.
Yeah.
It creativity comes with rest though. Honestly,
yes, because there's
sometimes you
burnout.
can, there's burnout.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can just be like active, and you're not taking a break, and at the end of the day you're like having a writer's block, having a business person's block. You don't even know where to forge ahead next.
Yeah.
So it is really important that as much as we conclude that your social media is your business platform, agreed, not a problem, utilize the tools that the social media has given you. You can schedule events on the social media, you can schedule programs, you can schedule your own content, and a lot of things, a lot of tools that we should utilize on the social media for our businesses, so we're able to take a break as well. So it's just, we have talked over time on how what you're consuming on the social media really makes or mars you. A lot of people will tell you that their business is on the social media, and when you go ahead to check what they're doing, it's really not the business.
It's not a business.
It's really
Yeah.
not the business. So while we're talking about social media hacks, is that how do you curtail being distracted on the social media? How do you address when you're trying to do something business wise and some other things are popping up? How do you put and focus your attention towards your business, what actually took you there? I think it was last week we were talking about how you need to know what you want to do before you go up on the social media. That's one key way to actually address that, the issue of distraction on the social media, because trust me, distractions
True.
oh, Pinterest is one. Dear Lord Jesus, you can just easily be distracted. But how do we actually address that?
Well, I think recently when we talked about business with someone that was on set, it was consistency that kept popping up. You have to be consistent. If you know that your business is on social media, it means you will not joke with it. Imagine you have a physical walk-in store and you're banking on that for food, you're banking on that for every basic human need. You won't joke with that. You will not turn it into a beer parlor overnight. You won't turn it into a carpentry shop overnight. It will be like, you'll be very consistent. You will come and open up, you will clean up, you will sell, you will close up, you go, like, you will have to be very consistent. So you imagine your online business store as that place that gives you food on the table. So you have to be consistent with whatever it is you're posting. You don't post 3 days in a week and say, well, the remaining 2 days all of my followers should know that I sell this, they should know, so let me just divert a little, and then you post something else, you post other things, and then you come back. But you don't do that. You have to be consistent, whether they are aware you do that or they are not aware. You have to disturb them, put it on their face all the time that this is what they do. And when any opportunity pops up, they would come to you. Even if they don't come to you, they would refer someone else to you. So consistency is the key. Even when you don't feel like it, you still do it. Why? Because that is your business. Why? Because you are trying to grow your page. People should know you for that. You should be visible enough for anybody at all. When what you're selling pops up, your name is coming up. When what you're selling pops, your name is constantly appearing on people's ears, on their eyes, everywhere. They are always, you're not allowing them 1 minute of rest. So consistency is key for your business, whether offline or online. Consistency is really the key. And I think content creation as well. You don't just, if I am selling fabrics, I won't just post my fabrics every day silent. I just post and I sit down.
Yeah.
You have to be creative in your content creation. What can I, there are people that are very creative around, like you see them do things and you sit and be wondering, this one has energy to be doing all of this, but if it is selling, that is all that matters. You see someone trying to do some comic stuff that will make people laugh, and then there are a lot of things. You have to really be on your guard to be creative. What are other people doing that is making them sell? Is it something you can do? If it's not, look for something else that will work for you. What works for Rachel might not necessarily work for me. So you look for something that sits well with you, and make sure you're constantly looking for ways to top your game.
Honestly.
Whew. When Prudence asked this question, I was laughing. Hey. Because I don't think I've overcome this one that you asked. So I don't think if I have a hack, right? Because there's a way social media is designed, is addictive by nature. It's very intentional.
Yes.
Meta knows what they are doing. Instagram knows what they are doing. Twitter, everybody knows what they are doing. They want you to stay on it, right? They want you to engage. That's why people who have understood the secret of social media will do engaging posts, because because 1,000 comments, it's more appreciated by the social media algorithm than 100,000 likes. It's your engagement that puts your content out. It's not just the likes. Your engagement gives it more value, and that's how every social media algorithm works. Engagement, how people are reacting and engaging with your content is what makes your content quality. So that's why you see people being creative, because they want engagement.
That's why they bring things that are not even true, just to create that
That's
traffic.
why somebody can ask a very stupid question or bring up a sensitive topic that we already know the obvious answer, but no, we want to create that buzz around it, because they want you to stay and engage. Social media owners want you to stay and engage with their platform. That's how they make money. Why? They've collected 1,000 naira to show advertisement from Coca-Cola. How does Coca-Cola get value for the 1,000 they've just spent on Facebook if you don't stay and see the ad? Do you get? So they want you to stay. So they bring things to you that would engage you automatically. So when you talk about doing business, how do you stay disciplined with fighting the engagement? I don't know. Because sometimes I'll go to Facebook, I want to go and do something sensible, but it's like 30 minutes gone and I've only watched reels, and I've literally laughed, and I've not done the important thing. I've gone there. I think aside from hard work, you cannot underrate discipline. You cannot underrate. Discipline is what makes you wake up every day, even if you hate your job, and go to it. So we cannot underrate discipline, because you might be very hardworking, you might be creative, you might have all the knowledge, you might have everything it takes, but if you're not disciplined to show up and do the needful, you will not get anything done.
True.
So you learn to be disciplined. That's why I will go 2 weeks without going to Facebook. That's why I will make sure I don't do anything. It's just discipline. Because when you go there, no, even for social media, you can say, I don't know how to act. Brain no be firewood. You must see something that will make you laugh. You must see something that will make you want to waste your time. It's like that by nature. They are designed that way. So it's discipline. It's just to remind yourself, do you know what? Okay, enough with the reels. It's 30 minutes gone. Enough with the reels. I need this post out. I need that out. I need to respond to this buyer. I need to respond to that seller. I need to put this up. I need to put that up. It's discipline. I think for me, it's just discipline. It gets to the point where I tell myself, Rachel, be disciplined. And the moment I'm able to open my mouth and say, Rachel, be disciplined, I'll just close the page and go and do my work. I think it's discipline because there's no way. There are some things that
and it's
you
the
don't
wrong
want to leave
it's
there.
the wrong kind of engagement that make people that by all means they just want to put something, and a lot of people have been pulled, they've been dragged because of wrong
Yes,
information.
Yeah.
Because I want to engage people, I just
True.
bring information that is wrong, and initially I may not really think it will go that bad. I'm just trying to catch cruise. So I
Yes.
can just come and put, okay, Prudence is pregnant. And people are now shouting, hey, is
Well, how
she?
did it-
They-
yeah.
some are insulting, some are praying, some are encouraging. And before you know it, it gets to her. And then she's taking it very terribly. Before I know, I'm getting sued. My page is brought down. There's
And
just
all
so
of
much.
that, yes.
That's because we want to really engage in people on social media, and then we want to do it by hook or by
by
crook.
crook, yeah.
Anyway, let's just engage people.
Yes,
It's
that's
important that you're
it.
very careful, because what you are trying to grow may go down the drain, and then you start all over again from 0 point.
True.
There are some people that are just resilient. I know. I've read of one person that his Instagram account has been barred over and over and over again,
I don't want to embarrass
And-
somebody, but I
and
can
he will
actually
still-
call in.
and he will still come back and just continue. So we really need to understand. Okay, I know that a lot of us would not read the terms and conditions before going on. We would not read it.
They're
No,
too much
honestly,
and
it's
they're
too much
tiny.
and it's too small.
Yes.
But as much as it is possible, try
Mm.
to understand the algorithm. Try to understand the way the media you're working with, the social media platform you're working with, works.
Mm.
Try to understand it so that you'll prevent a lot of things. Because if you don't understand the social media platform that you're working with, you'd go ahead and post things that would not work well for you. I think
True.
there was a time that someone posted something that had copyright
Okay.
content on the Facebook. Automatically Facebook silenced that.
Mhm.
And I think YouTube too does the same thing. Automatically they'll just block that out because of copyright
Yes.
issues. So how do you dictate that? How do you understand the algorithm of what you're working with, and how do you find yourself using it, utilizing that content well? This is what when we're talking about social media hacks, these are the things that we should look out for. You should be keen to understand how that platform works for the better use of it. Because if you understand, you find that some people are doing business on the social media and they are flourishing, and other people are doing the same kind of business and they are not moving, because this person understands how the algorithm of that business works on that platform, and the other person does not understand it. So we are not using it rightly. We are just using it wrongly, the way it comes to us. For instance, on WhatsApp, you go ahead and you post certain things and it's not working when you should have done it a different way. On for reels on Facebook and on Instagram and all the others, you find that people are not using the reels rightly. You're just posting things, and at the
Yeah.
end of the day, people are like, they
I
don't
think
even
a
have
lot
time
of
to stop
times
and
people are
watch.
in a hurry to
Yes.
go nowhere. They're in a hurry to do nothing. I
Yes,
just want
honestly.
to get it over it. Let me rest. Rest from what exactly? Wouldn't it be easier if you just take your time and go through whatever it is you need to go through,
Yeah.
read through, and be sure that, okay, these things I am reading, it sits well with me, is according to my principles. There are things that I can do, but you don't even read, you just go on. It's just like buying a new phone. You were told that, okay, when you buy this phone, you're supposed to charge it to 100% before you begin to use. You just put it on, insert our SIM, and begin to call, begin to do a lot of things, and by the time it blows off or something happens, you go saying, the phone is not good, I need to return that. You didn't take your time to do the right thing that you were supposed to do, because if you do that, you won't have any problems at the end of the day. You would have higher knowledge compared to that person that didn't go through
True.
anything at all.
True.
All right, so before I answer this question, there's this hack I've been forgetting. Each time I want to talk, I just forget. Then when we go to another one, I remember. If you have you have to watch for your future now on
Mhm.
social media. A lot
Mhm.
of people are not being careful,
Mhm.
be it in the name of cruise,
Mm.
playing around, or just being opinionated. You have to make sure that what you are saying today won't have an effect on your future 10 years from tomorrow.
And
From,
even
from
if it
today.
Because the
have an
social
effect.
media
Because
never
it,
forgets.
it doesn't forget. Well,
Mhm.
it's on the internet, right?
Mhm.
It's on a web. It is saved for time immemorial. It's just digging that needs to be done. In fact, you don't even delete it. Even if you delete it, it can be recovered.
Yes.
Is that bad?
Mhm.
I've seen people lose job opportunities, positions, and all of that because of something they
Political
said,
powers.
some your opinion, your
Mhm.
sign, your stand, your mindset, and all of that. I think we have to watch that. Nobody is saying don't be you, but is you stupid or is you having sense and something like that. So I think that's important. Now, when it comes to understanding the terms and condition and how to use a platform, I remember when I said one of the first way to use social media is knowing how to protect yourself. I think the second way to use social media is to understand what is not acceptable and what is, and I think it's easy,
Mhm.
but we go there without direction.
Mhm.
Do you understand? If
Thinking
I
we're
c-
smart, so we can
yes,
navigate around
if I
it.
what is bringing me to social media?
Mhm.
If I am just here to make friends, then I go and read about the guidelines for making friends.
Mm.
If I am here to start a business, terms and conditions they are big, but they are broken down into what you want to do. If you're coming for business, you go and learn the terms and conditions associated to the kind of business you want to do. If you just want to be a content creator, you want to be creating skits, whatever it is, you go and read the terms and conditions attached to these things and know what you want to do. Know the copyright rules and policies and all of that. Know, okay, if I'm to use this audio, what do I have to do? There are free libraries and there are libraries that are not free. You have to give credit. I think we forget to give credit. All what social media wants is credit. I don't owe this audio. When I use it, I give credit. I don't owe this video. I make sure I give credit for it. What is it that you want to do? You simply go and read what are the policies guiding these things that you're supposed to do. And is that easy? Because how are you coming online and neglecting the fact that I am about to use something that is not my own? There are policies for certain things. So be intelligent, be wise. I think we are not. We think that holding, I keep saying it, that civilization is really the opposite thing in Nigeria. We see holding a big phone as being civilized rather than knowing how to use it.
True.
We see being on Facebook as being the end thing rather than knowing how to use it. We just kind of turn things upside down.
True.
In my opinion, in this country, and it goes even with our mindset and how we deal with things. We are holding a smartphone and we're not even up to 10% utilizing it. The same thing with social media. You are there, and a lot of people have done is just to snap picture and say, "This is the life,"
Make phone calls and receive.
and receive calls and all. And those people that don't have character, that will just call you out of nowhere for video call. I don't know, how do they even think like that? Sef? I don't. But you see the kind of people that we have on social media, they don't know how to use it. That's intrusive, and that is very wrong. If you have that habit, please stop. You will look like a stalker and an unintelligent one for that.
And you know,
matter.
picking from what
table that
picking
you
from
just
what
shook.
picking from what you just said, I think there was this story that a lady posted something. Okay, she had a problem with a particular bank and she was just airing out her grievances about that bank, saying a lot of negative things.
Yes.
Then few years down the
Ooh.
line, she was given a job in that bank, and it was a very
Wow.
good position and all, and she was excited. She didn't even remember that she has ever posted anything there, and at the
Yes.
interview she passed the exams and all.
everything.
During the interview, all of that she wrote were brought back to her, and that was her disqualification.
Exactly.
So sometimes you're carried away by your emotions and you just want to air out your grievances
Yes.
and all. The social media would not forget. At the appointed time, it will come
up,
back.
yes.
That is why people that are into politics might have said one thing or the other. When it is time for them to to be in that political position, a lot of talks will keep coming up. Probably things that they didn't even remember
Yes.
existed before.
Mhm.
It keeps coming up, and then it slims their chances of.
Yes.
A lot of things. I feel
Mhm.
pained for that lady right now. But,
Yes, I can.
but that's the social media for you. And recently there was an incident that happened on the plateau. The crash. I mean, the building that crashed on these children. And there were just some very sensitive videos being circulated. And we are talking about how a lot of us don't know how to use the social media.
Yes.
A lot of people were using the social media at that point to create traffic rather than awareness in that scenario. A lot of people were just, okay, let me post it so that it will not look
Be
like
viral.
it's something that is
Truly.
trending.
Yes.
So if I post it, it will
Or
go
go and
viral
donate
from my.
blood. Go and donate blood. You are at home.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness! I
Yes.
really
Or you
thought
are-
of that too.
You are
as
at the
well.
crime scene. You're obviously seeing people being pulled
Very
out,
sensitive
and
things.
you are watching so much that you want to even take a video and put it on. Like what can you do to help?
Exactly. What can you do to help? Are you posting this thing on social media as a cry for help or not? But a lot of times we do things because this is what will bring traffic to my platform. This is what will bring traffic to my platform. I saw one time, and I was really disheartened that someone would even think to go for a funeral where it's an open coffin funeral, and you go ahead and take a picture of that person lying dead and posting it on social media. Excuse me, do you want to keep reminding the family that they
I'll
lost?
unfriend you.
It's just people are not sensitive. This is another hack that we really need to look at heartily, like with our whole heart. Because a lot of people are not sensitive to people's feelings when you go on social media. It is called a social media to create better interaction between people, but you end up posting things that are really offensive, and you're not even putting out caution.
Yeah.
You're not
supposed to let
remorseful
people
about
know
it.
Yeah,
that it's
exactly. You're supposed to
photosensitive.
do that. And I thought of this because of what Rachel said earlier on. You go ahead and you're just calling someone a video call. Not everybody is really keen about a video call at that moment. Is this person even prepared to have a call with you?
Even if the person is keen, Prudence, to make a call with you, you're not supposed to without any permission.
Mm-hmm.
Is social media, you socialize, but on my terms and my permission. If I want to make a video call with you, you ask me, are you free to make a video call? And I'll say yes, and then we can go ahead and have that video call. But don't just start calling people out of nowhere. Are you okay? Is it what is doing you like in your village? You don't have manners, because I don't want to believe that such
Yeah,
only village
sorry.
people that used to act like that too, in my opinion.
My goodness.
Why are you acting like that? Why must you show that you are local? You tell people, you let them know, okay, that can I call you? It's not even a voice audio call, it's a video call. Why are you doing that? These are certain guidelines. When you want to use social media, know how to use it. You don't have to show off that you have an Android phone. Obviously, everybody that is there is having an Android phone. So why are you not doing things the right way? And you
I
just
think
want
they're
to show
just
how
trying to
much
show that
of
they
a
have a
bush-
good phone.
how much of a bush person you are.
Or
That's
they're
being
just trying to be friendly.
Be friendly.
in a very, very weird
Offensive way.
and offensive way.
Mm.
Yes. So when we can talk about people putting gruesome things, right? I know that Twitter for long always have these things that they put on is a sensitive material. I don't know the word they use exactly. Sensitive media. So you choose whether you want to watch it or not. Facebook didn't start like that. Facebook didn't have that filter from the beginning. But I
think
see
they do that
they
now.
do now. They do now. But what I see is how an application, I know it's people at the background, right? But how an application keeps upgrading and trying to become better, And we as human beings controlling this thing don't try to upgrade to be better. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
True.
We just want to be on social media, but we don't want to learn how to use it. This thing is gruesome and bloody. Some of us will not sleep for a whole year if we see certain things. You're supposed to inform that this material I'm sharing with you is sensitive, so that you know whether you want to view it or not. But you just put it out there. I've unfriended people, very personal friends. I have blocked them. I have stopped being their friends on WhatsApp. I don't care. You cannot give me sleepless nights and we'll call ourselves friends. It's not going to happen. If you don't have sense, me, I have sense for my own self. And I'm not going to torture myself just in the name of being if you
Friends.
refuse to learn and know how to go about certain things. We need to help protect each other's mental health also.
I think I've had a reason to talk to someone about that too. She just posted a lot of pictures that were not exactly sitting well, and her excuse was it was an emotional experience, it was unfair on the person and all of that. And I made her understand that yes, I know that, but before you do that, can you just write that the next set of pictures you'll be seeing may not be okay, so that I can decide to go past that and view the others. I think it is important that so some cannot take it, some have fragile hearts, while some have stony hearts and all. So you have
Honestly,
to
we're
really
different.
you have to make them know, hey, this is what is happening, and then they get to see that at the end of the day. They decide if they want to see it or just jump and pass.
Honestly, we really need to understand how to use the social media, to know how to use the social media, to actually use them rightly. And that is why as I said earlier, this was an enlightenment show. This is supposed to help us that from right now, as we are going to continue using the social media, we would adjust the way we are using it and use it rightly. Thank you so much for this beautiful segment.
You're welcome.
Rachel, I'm really glad you're on this set today.
Thank you.
I
And you're
can't
not glad I
explain.
am. It's okay.
You know, I'm always
No,
happy
no,
to
no,
have
it's
you
fine.
on set. You know.
Close. Let's do this.
Thank you, Jemima. Thank you, Rachel, for this beautiful time on this set. Thank you.
you.
It has
You're
been a lovely
welcome.
discussion. And thank you out there for staying tuned. Thank you so much for being there with us throughout this week. But do remember to share on Facebook and also on YouTube. Thank you, and we hope that you join us again next time. See you.